Guys, Southeast Softwash Saturday again. Working on a Saturday because we keep getting rained out and it's kind of slow right now. Got the boys in here with me. Say hey.
Hi.
All right, so check out this house. I'm gonna pan the camera over and try to pull forward a little bit. This is one of the most beautiful places in Randolph County. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it. It's up on top of a really high bluff here, overlooking Wedowee, and the lake is right down here. Yeah, you can see it a little bit there. This is a wood-sided board and batten house. It's been here for years, and it's very, very gray and weathered. It's been here like 30 years. It's really pretty though. Every time we come by this direction, always commenting on how beautiful this house is, but nobody has ever, as long as I've been alive, stained, cleaned, took care of this siding on this house, and it is really bad weathered board and batten. So these people contacted me on my website, sent me a quote request through my email, and they're Chinese. Like they've been living in the US for a long time, but they don't speak very good English, and that's not common for Wedowee. So I get skeptical of those because it could be a scam. But we came up here and looked at the house today, and I'm not going to be doing any work for these folks, and I'll tell you why. They're not my ideal customer at all, and it's not because they're Chinese or they're Asian, they're from a different culture. I couldn't care less about any of that. Their money spends just as good as anybody else's does, and I would do the job. The problem is it's wood siding. It's really bad. It's never been taken care of, and wood is its own beast. We don't really specialize in wood. We can clean, wood siding, and you can soft wash it, but we don't fool with it a lot. And so if it's doable. Some of you guys out there that do a lot of decks and stuff like that, you make it do a little more with this, put some brightener on it. We're just not, we do so many house washes and roof cleanings and driveways. The wood stuff is not really our specialty, and wood is its own beast. You gotta treat it a little different. And we can do them, like I said, if they're nothing crazy, but this one is, so it's got the crazy factor going that it's really, really bad. It's got the kind of an aggravating job factor going, and then it's got the cultural barrier going, and the language barrier. So I found that if I can't really explain to them that, this thing is not gonna be perfect. It's 30-something years old wood that's never been touched. And I can get it to look a lot better, but it's not going to be perfect, and I can just foresee that's going to be a problem, because we're going to come up here, spend half a day trying to clean this house up. It's going to look a ton better, but that ain't going to be good enough for them, most likely. And they're going to probably nitpick a whole bunch of stuff, and they're going to expect magical results. I gave them a ballpark price over email because they sent me some photos and they had an objection to the price. So there's just too many little red flags there. It's going to wind up being an issue, and so I'm going to decline that job. Somebody else can go, and have fun with that one. But so I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. It's not that I don't like working for Asian people. I could care less, but I have found that some of those other cultures out there, they're a little more hard to please. They get into super nitpick mode, and I don't know if that's how it is where they come from, but it's hard to explain to some people that severely neglected properties, we can come out and clean them. But for example, I had a lady one time, I can't remember she was from, I want to say Poland, and super nice. We washed the house, and then there were little places on the siding where they had gotten paint on the siding when they painted the trim, and she could not understand why I couldn't get that off. And I was trying to explain that's not dirty, that's paint, that's adhered to your siding. It's not dirty, it's clean. And I guess a lot of that is just a language barrier, but some of it I think is cultural differences too. So you just kind of gotta pick your battles. If it had been a straight up vinyl siding house, we'd have washed it, been great, no problem. But if you kind of can look ahead and see that it's not going to turn out 100%, you know, and it's not Billy Bob, that you can just say, hey buddy, you know, this thing's going to look a lot better and it'll be ready to stain or paint, but it's, you know, it's not going to be 100%. And he says, oh dude, you know, I know it's not going to be 100%. Okay, well, you're good to go. But you can't really get that connection with them because of that language barrier there. So it's not worth the risk of having them not satisfied at the end, and then there'd be nothing more I can do for them. So it sucks. It's bad because I'd like to help them out and get there. It's a beautiful house and they're super nice, but it's just I see problems there, and so we're not, you know, you don't want to turn down a lot of jobs, but there are some times when it's just probably best to say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to help you guys out on this, so sorry. He had pressure washed a few sections of it, and it did look, you know, he didn't do bad. He didn't really gouge the wood. He was being gentle, and it looked good. But the problem is you've got board and batten that he's pressure washed, and now he's figured out that really sucks, and he didn't want to do that for the rest of the house. And now we're going to soft wash it, and it's just not going to be completely uniform. And then I could tell that they had stained some areas, but then they were telling me they were going to paint it. So I was saying, well, you know, if you're going to paint it, it's not going to really make any difference. We just need to get it clean so that you can get it painted. But then I wasn't sure if by paint they meant stain, and so there's just a lot of stuff going on with those jobs. But anyway, guys, so just understand that not every customer is your customer. Try to do them if you can do them. Don't turn down a lot of jobs, but there's definitely times where you want to walk away from a job, and it may not necessarily be because the customer is a bad customer. There's going to be a problem. You see that ahead of time, and you just kind of circumvent that one. So, all right, guys, we're going to roll on and go back to the house, get these boys some lunch. Y'all ready to eat?
Yes.
Cool. All right, we'll see you guys. Wash on. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, and we'll check in with you later.